everybody. Glad to have you here on Morning After. We are talking about how to just kind of melt away the winter blues, or if we're just in that season of having them, how we can cope how we can cope with them. And I'm excited about our guest, Dr. Gail Saltz. She's a best-selling author and expert on mental health. You guys have probably seen her on all across national media, and we are just delighted to have you here on Morning After. Hi, Gail.
Hey, I'm happy to be with you.
Well, let's talk about this stressful time of year. It's kind of like everybody says, oh, relax and enjoy, but then you also know there are all the things to do, the decorating and perhaps gift purchasing and perhaps traveling. So what are the best coping techniques?
Yeah, well, I think people should understand this can be a perfect storm, and it's better to have realistic expectations that maybe you aren't going to be jolly all the time, and, you know, scale back if a lot of the things that are expected are stressing you out financially or in terms of the uncertainty of where you're going to be and who you're going to be with. It's important to, like, set the pace for yourself and realize that if you're struggling, you can set the pace for yourself, but also there may be more going on. What can you do to cope? Well, first of all, don't turn to alcohol and drug use and junk food as your way of coping, because that actually tends to make things worse. Do things like talking to people around you that you feel comfortable with, being more intimate with about how you're feeling, because that kind of social support really helps. Aerobic exercise for 30 minutes several times a week is known to boost mood and decrease anxiety. Practicing coping tools that relax your body, like paced deep breathing or progressive muscle relaxation, the practice of mindful meditation. Those kinds of things, even for a couple of minutes a day, can help relax your body and your mind, which actually also helps with mood. So all of those things are important.
Gail, I'm doing the deep breathing right now as you speak. Oh, go ahead with the but. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. If you find that even though you do these things, you really are having more difficulty with your mood, you feel nervous a good bit of the day, every day for a couple weeks, or you feel sad or irritable or very fatigued, and certainly if it's affecting your sleep, your appetite, your ability to concentrate, your ability to take pleasure in anything, including the holidays, then something more might be going on, and that's when you maybe need to check in with a mental health professional.
Can you talk about what seasonal affective disorder is? People refer to it as SAD, and how you know that you actually do have that?
Yes, well, seasonal affective disorder is a subtype of clinical depression, and some people usually at about this time of the year, although a few have it in the spring, but most people in the winter. And we think that's due to the shorter days and less light and the influence on those people's brains. They develop basically the feeling of sadness or exhaustion or numbness or irritability much of the day, each day. And in addition, instead of sleeping too little and eating too little, as happens with typical clinical depression, they have the opposite. They sleep too much, they eat too much with a preference for carbohydrates, and then they also lose the ability to take pleasure in things, to concentrate, and they can even feel like life isn't worth living. I mean, it can be quite severe. So if you've had this feeling and you've had it the year before, and maybe even the year before that, then this is probably seasonal affective disorder, and you should definitely seek professional help.
Really quickly, what should somebody expect in that first session with a mental health professional? For people who haven't been, I think it's really intimidating. Can you lay out what that first session might be like?
It really isn't intimidating at all, as it turns out, but people do feel nervous about it. You just want to be really open and honest about why you're there, what you've been feeling, what's been going on. Really recount your symptoms. They'll ask you about your past history, whether this has ever happened before. They'll ask you your family history, because a lot of these things run in families. So it's helpful to know if you had a relative that had any of these kinds of issues. They'll ask you medications that you're on and medical problems that you might have currently, because that helps to make a decision about medication, what type of medication, that sort of thing. And they'll ask you about substance use and abuse, and it's important to be honest in that too, because that really informs your treatment as well. And of course, this person is required to keep everything completely confidential, so you don't have to worry about that. That's the code, that's the tenet. And important to know, telehealth is just as effective as in person. So this might be a vehicle that you want to check out. If you're wondering, like, how do I find someone? Like, you might go for resources to nextgen.com/nextgenmind, and that's nextgen with the letter G, to click on and find out how to have a best telehealth appointment, how to find someone for such an appointment.
Dr. Saltz, thank you so much. Really appreciate the insight and just hopefully making people feel comfortable with that first appointment. So drgailsaltz.com is her website. She also has a couple of podcasts, How Can I Help and Personology.
When I was in Seattle, I experienced moderately the symptoms she was talking about, and sure enough was diagnosed with that and was told to get vitamin D via a sun lamp, which of course they sell everywhere, but that was the late 90s, and
people went in tanning beds for SAD.
They did.
Yeah.
And the doctor would say, this isn't to get a suntan, this is to get the artificial light so your body's circadian rhythm isn't so depleted by these early long days and winters, right?